Hello friend, this is Amit. Today I am going to explain about web services. So I will cover about distributed technology, distributed system, as well as the web services including a REST, as well as we will cover the SOAP web services. So we will start with getting the idea about why exactly web services comes on the pictures and what we are doing with the web services. So first I just want to explain about theoretical, and after that we will see that how we can achieve in the programmatically way. We'll go each and every parts, and we will explain about in the programming section also. So through that idea will be clear, means what exactly web services is there. So exactly web services come in the picture because of the distributed technology. And distributed technology means that help to make a communication between a distributed system. So just think about means what the one system you are using, either one mobile you are using that connected with the internet, or one computer is using that is connected with the via LAN cable or Wi-Fi. So think about that multiple mobile your friend have, and your relative have the mobile. So all the mobile connected with some networkings. So we can say that one system where you take that mobile in some different places, and your relative, your friends that have also mobile that is belong to the some different location, but they via all the devices connected between the some networks. So they have to connect between of that. They need some protocols, they need some network connectivity. Through that they can communicate each other. So this kind of the environment, we can say that this is a distributed environment, and where we apply the distributed technology to distribute our messages, our videos call, our voice call, anything that message or any request response thing that we want to share among the distributed network or distributed environment. There we will use distributed technology. So I'm thinking that it's a clear here. So distributed technology is a technology that helps to make communication between a distributed system. And what exactly distributed system? A distributed system is a system which components are located on a different network computers, which is communicated the coordinate their action by passing a message to another. The components interact with one another in order to achieve common goal. So exactly what I explain about this thing. So we have the many devices like that. Each and every person have the one mobile, and that's the smartphone already connected with the network. So we have some technology, or we are going to apply some technology over that network. And our primary goal is there. We have to pass our different kind of request, or different kind of producer kind of thing, consumed kind of thing, and we can consume multiple response. For example, when we are calling over the phone, we will that we would just want to voice communication. So our voice, recorded voice, or direct live voice will be communicate between the that person we would like to talk. Same time we would like to video call, then same the video content will be travel, and it will be a display to other person who want to video chat with you. The same thing with the messaging. We would like to text some person, and through that distributed system our goal is there. We take that messages and we will forward to the where we want to deliver these messages. So content is a change. Either it is a text content where we are offer the message, we are distributing the application. Maybe the content is voice or sound, audio content. Maybe the it's video content. Maybe we want to share the images. We would like to share that PDF file, XML file, JSON file. So content is a different. What content we would like to share, and what content we would like to get back. So this is a completely depend to a request response. So exactly what request we going to send, that will be a consume to particular service. So for example, I am going to send the message. So message will be go to the some RAM system. So RAM particular device is a consumer of the text messages. And for example, if I send the text messages and I would like to get back some image, for example, I'm searching something in the Google, so I'm writing as a text, but I would like to get back as the image because I click on the image search and I would like to get back the images. So particular system will consume as a text, but they produce as a images. So this is the behavior of the system. At the end point, what exactly would like to achieve, we will force the particular system that will be behave like that only. So that is only. So here like that multiple person, it's just all over the world, they are seated in distributed location and they have some devices, and that devices is connected with via networks, either the cables or any way, satellites way is different, but all are the connected. Our goal is there, we will connect the particular device where we would like to send the request, and we will get the response and the specific time limit. So that environment is called distributed environment. So what exactly difference in the distributed environments and normal environments? For example, you would like to get back information in your system itself. So you have the video, just click on the video and play the video. So here the network connectivity is not required, video player itself available in your system. So you just have to click, and particular mechanism algorithm, they will bring your video on your screen. For example, if you would like to write some messages, you would like to save this thing, then you no need to communicate between other. But think about that, you have a two system and you have to do like that WhatsApp chat or kind of thing. So you have to type this. After that, network connectivity is required. After that, you have to means exact address where you would like to send. Through that mechanism, before of that background some mechanism is working, they can take that particular request, and they have the header, body, all the parameters. According of that, they calculate where exactly this messages will be sent, and they found that particular location, and that will be delivered this thing. Other way we can say that different application belong to a different organization, may want to communicate and share the information among them. This kind of cases need distributed environment. With distributed application, one organization can expose remote business services to their business partner, and other organization acting as a business partner can consume the remote business services. So what exactly I explain about that, the all distributed application will work only the request and response mechanism. So what request we will send that, according of that, they have the logic inside that. They will calculate according the logic, business logic, what they are going to achieve, and they will produce, they will generate a response according of that, and they will send back to the response to particular things. So that thing only here. With distributed applications, one organization can expose remote business services to their business partner, and other organization acting as a business partner can consume the remote business services. To developing a distributed application, you must be a distributed technology. For example, the normal services like HTML kind of thing, we could not distribute our application. So some distributed application required. Through that, they can understand the address, they can understand the request, and they can take over the response what the producer will be a produce, and they return back particular response to a specific address where the request is sending. So this thing you have to understand here. When the distributed environment is started, the first technology that Java Enterprises comes related to Java Enterprises, that called is RMI. This is a remote method invocation. So this is the first thing, through that we can achieve a distributed application. This is a very simple program. You can search in the Google and you can write this RMI very easily in your application. Through that also we can communicate, but it have so challenges, it's not that much fit in right now, because before of that, when RMI will come, we no need to that much distributed things, and here that time only request response particularly consume and producer type, it's not means same kind of thing is there. But now the day we have a lot of distributed, every person have a multiple devices, the mobile communications comes, and video chatting, audio call, voice over call, many things is come. So now the distributed environment need some more specific technology, but RMI is not fit that much. So because of that thing is replaced by the web services right now. So RMI, what they are doing here, so we have the machine 1 and machine 2, for just think about that, two mobiles or something right now, or two systems here. So there it's one caller and one a remote object is there. So a stub and a skeleton is there. So through that, a stub will generated via internet or connectivity. We will contact to a skeleton, and a skeleton will be generate a particular object and return back here. One problem is there in RMI, they just dealing with the Java objects. So just think about that, if would like to send a request via .NET, PHP or any other application that don't know about Java object, then we could not implement this RMI application, because this RMI application is completely work as a remote object, means that Java object itself, and it will be create a Java object and return back to the machine A as a Java object, and through that here a stub will be calculate what the response is there. So one big drawback here in RMI. So as well as it not have that much stateless, stateful security kind of thing. So after that new EJB will come. So what EJB is doing here? So EJB is a very popular that time it came. It's provided by Java Enterprise itself. Here they provided each and every functionality, but there are very lengthy functionality, as well as you could not deploy EJB anywhere. You need some container management system kind of thing environment. There only EJB can deploy. So EJB also provided the same kind of application, but again the EJB, the consumer producer problem is there. So EJB is again fit for the XML transaction kind of thing, and it is a fit for if the Java Enterprise edition is there. So again that same problem is here. If you would like to connect between a different technology, then EJB could not perform. So we must need both client as well as producer, means where we would like to produce. Both application must be developed in the Java application, then only we can utilize the EJB. So next the web services is come, that all the drawback of the RMI as well as the EJB. So here the web services is come. I just recommended you just go through that. I not going to explain much more thing here in related to RMI and EJB. But I am recommended that at least you have the basic idea about RMI and the EJB, what the thing is doing. Then, because if you are interested in the programming and you would like to come in the organization, then a lot of legacy application is here. They are using RMI, and a lot of banking application is there that is using a EJB. So if you have the idea, little bit idea, then you can understand about what exact distributed technology here the EJB and RMI is doing. Okay, so let's come on the point. So we will going to explain about here the web services, what exactly web services is there, and how means it's a dramatically change, and each and everyone is talking like a web services itself. When the distributed terms is come, we will completely shift on the web services itself. So a web services is a software service used to communicate between two devices via networks with help of consumer producer. I already explained about this thing. So whenever distributed term is comes, it will be connected between two different devices through the some via networks. Network may be the different way, but both devices will be connected, and both are the different places. It's not like that the same devices they are connected between the internally. So we need some distributed environment, and distributed environment is not like that you connected two devices over the LAN cable here itself. maybe it's a LAN cable, maybe it's a different location wise. So one person is sitting here the India, and other maybe sitting means a different location of the globe like Australia, New Zealand, but we can communicate between of that, and via over the time consuming that we can sort out this thing, and that during the time limit only we can get the response. So with help of the consumer and producer, here the consumer and producer also we will get lot of terms when the this means when web services come on the picture. So this terminology, it's nothing about, this is just a request and response. So when the consumers comes, means consumer can send that request, and producer means they can send the response. So producer, again we will when we will develop the application, we can also the term will come like a add consume, add produce kind of thing. So that also pointing that what exactly going to consume and what exactly going to produce. So as I already explained about that, we can deal with the different kind of the media type, like we can deal with the simple text messages, we can deal with the via our voice communication, that particular sound things. So either we can deal with the particular video communications, maybe the type of the communication is the image or PDF, XML, JSON, any kind of thing is there. So different content we will provide a different kind of the producers and consumers also. So whenever the terms come consumer and producer, we just think about request and response. So that work on the client server model, where they communicated over the network, and server side component provides the endpoint URL where server is located, and client application can invoke different method. There are two type of web services. So now here when we dealing with the EJB and where we dealing with the RMI, so both machine A and machine B must have a Java related application. So machine A it's have a Java, as well as machine B also have a Java. So both will be connected with a stub and a skeleton. Through that Java object can be travel via internet. Here EJB also same thing. Here the client is here, and here the container enterprise bin when we are working. So it is developed around the bins. So bins nothing about the object of the Java classes. So again this completely depend on the Java enterprise application itself. But when we see the picture of the web services, so here may have a different technology. We don't know about that what consumer implemented and what producer thinks. So between of the web services here we can communicate each other. So if the Java application is there, they can communicate .NET PHP any application, or .NET is there, they can communicate Java .NET PHP. This is just a 3 language. So I just want to just explain about that. It's not dependent on the technology. So we can communicate with the content. So what content is there? So through that content we just aware about that content will be applicable on the particular system. The particular system can receive that particular content, and they are consumed. They can create a response that content is required. Here the best of the thing is not a technology. For example, we are sending here the image in this Java, and here we would like to communicate with this .NET. So if we are sending the image, the .NET application must have functionality to get the image. That is only thing. It's not like that it will be a Java will create a Java object, .NET will be create a particular .NET response, and through that we are communicating. It's not like that. Here Java, what the request they are sending, that particular format is there. Either they will send a plain text, either they will send a JSON request, either they will send XML, either image, either video. So just .NET application have that functionality to get the particular plain text, JSON, XML, audio, video, image, particular request, and according of that request it have some business logic what Java application want. They .NET application can be generate the particular response and send back via again the network connection. So this application, this two application is based on Java object. Here Java object is generated, returned back. Here also same thing, but here it's not like here. This is based on content. So why I am saying the content, we are use lot of time consume and produce. So what we are going to consume, that is a content type. What we are going to produce, that content type. So content type may be a plain text, maybe a JSON, maybe XML, maybe images, maybe a video, maybe a PDF, maybe a XML. What the content you are thinking in the digital network, we can pass that content over the network. So any content other than what I give the example, if that is a digital content that comes under the particular binary format, then we can share, then we can send that particular content over the network, and if our producer can understand that content, that have that functionality, then they can take that content and what exact response is required, they can generate a response and return back. So here it is a very simple environment. You have to just understand here they are working as the content. Content may be a different kind, that may be a plain text, maybe a JSON, maybe XML, and through that which producer they would like to contact, that producer have the functionality to gather that content and generate particular response through particular request and return back to the particular functionality. So here we don't need any particular .NET response or Java response or HTML response kind of thing. So here web services is a standardized medium of communication between the client and server application on the www World Wide Web. So web services provide a common platform that allow multiple applications built on various programming languages to have the ability to communicate with each other. So that's why it is a very popular. So here we completely delete the technology dependency. We have the content dependency. So any technology can communicate, but must thing is there, they must have particular content. They can receive particular content as well as they can generate a particular response. And I would like to add few things, like web services have really comes a long way. In 2002 the web communication, they defined WSDL, that we will see in that what is WSDL when we explain SOAP, and also they bring a SOAP web services. So I will also explain the SOAP web services when we will discuss the SOAP web services. So this standard, how that web services are implemented, and after 2002, in 2004 the web they released some standard RESTful application, and this standard has become a quite popular, because we will see when we can compare web services as well as the REST API why RESTful application is quite popular, and what the advantages over the SOAP UI, and when it's being used by the many and the popular website around the world. Like that, any popular website we are using, like a Facebook, Twitter, it's all over using a web services, that is a RESTful web services. So REST is a way to access a resource which lie particular environment. For example, you could have several particular servers, and that could be a hosting an important document or picture or video that I already explained about particular contents. All of those are an example of resources. So all content is example. So just think about any digital format till now you see that will be convert into the particular stream, particular binary format. We can deal through the RESTful application. It's not any binding that we could not deal with this particular binary streams, and means we can deal with all the binary stream through the REST full applications. So the client say web browser need any those resources, it has sent request, the server access those resources. Now REST define the way how those resources can be accessed. That is a very straightforward example of the web services. The main thing is there here, resource. So what is the resource? I already explained about that. The first element of the resource itself, let assume that web application on the server has recorded several employee. Let's assume the URL of the web application is like that something. I will write down here in the notepad. We're going to explain each and everything in the programmatically also, so don't worry about that. So like we have something HTTP, we transport over HTTP protocol, and we have something like 10.90.240.70 or some port number like 8080 and something like we are communicating with this employee, and we will pass one kind of thing. So this is a GET request. What is a GET request? We will explain about this also. And moreover, when we are developing application as a developer, we will writing some particular IP addresses. But when actually this application is deployed, we'll see here it's not like some name, like we have a google.com kind of thing. So this will be a convert into the particular name. So this thing here, the IP address will be a map with particular name. So that is a name server, domain name server, DNM. In the network, one domain name server is there, that is a map with, that have a map. So particular IP they map with particular name. For example, when we type the google.com, then google.com also have some IP addresses. We cannot like that google.com is this google.com, it's not direct. When we type google.com, internally they are using some IP address. So first google.com hits to this DNM, domain name server, and domain name server have map with a particular name with IP address. Maybe they have a distributed application also. So one google.com have a multiple IP addresses. So once just like that here command prompt, we just ping that particular address, like ping google.com. So they will provide that particular IP address 172.217.166.110. So this IP addresses is here. So this IP addresses is add with the particular google.com, and google.com may have a multiple IP addresses because all over the world they are using, and maybe the content is not save only one server, the multiple server they are managing because they have a lot of requests, and maybe the single server cannot handle that much request at a time. So they have the multiple distributed application. For example, when we hit from India, this server will be achieved. When we hit some other country, then other server can be achieved. At the same time, if you also need some location in India also will hit, maybe the some different IP address can come on the picture. It's just a load balancer kind of thing. So you no need to go in the deeply here. Just think about that. When we are hitting any application here, it's go to the IP address. Particular IP address is like in one map kind of thing is there. There we have the map. Particular name with particular thing. When we hit google.com, it will be bring this thing. So just think about that. Right now we are sending this one. So this IP address. So IP address communication means they will find out where our device is working. So for example, you have a laptop. So this will be a point out that your laptop, up to that your laptop, it will be a travel. So through IP address we will find out the particular devices, and after that port number is there. So again the port number will be a point out that particular devices, inside the particular devices many services are working. So I will show you that here the many services is working here. So process that much services is working. So IP address will be point port number. So each and every services have one port number. So it is PID, what PID is there, each and every functionality have one port number. So port number will be point, either we would like to hit this Chrome applications or any other application that is running. So IP address will be point out that where your system is, that up to your system, that complete address is here. Inside your system where your application is running, like that you run Tomcat server, then they provide the particular port ID, that particular port ID where it's working, then it will be hit the particular Tomcat server 8080. And after that we have an employee, and we would like to send that employee like that ID equal to 1, employee equal to employee ID equal to 1. So means our this application, it's running on over the Tomcat server in this location using 808 port number. So we will hit the particular employee, we just need the information of PID. So here we will get this path param, and this path param we know this is end with 1. So we need an employee whose name is, employee ID name is something like Amit, and mobile number something, and other information also. So we'll gather the information, and what the exact we would create this thing, either we will convert into the JSON if required, then we will convert like this, like employee and multiple employees there, then we will create this array, and after that we will create this object, and inside that object we will create that employee ID, that is 1, as well as name, that is Amit, and mobile number something. So this kind of request we will generate. The same thing, if XML is there, then we can generate like that. Employee like employee ID equal to something, like otherwise just employee ID 1, name Amit, mobile number something. So we'll generate like that. So what the content exactly we have to generate, we can generate and we will return back. I just want to explain about that, how the request response functionality is working. So this one is a resource. So here this communication tell the web service to please provide the detail of the employee whose employee number is 1, and we can generate the particular response either different kind of, and we can return back. The other thing is that request verb. So describe what you want to do with the resource. A browser issue a get verb to introduce endpoint to want to get the data. However, there are many other verbs available. So here we just send this application. So we just send via the get. So we just say that we will need some information related to get. Same thing we can delete, send with the delete. So we here the understanding is there. We just want to delete the information whose employee ID is 1. So this different kind of verb is like a post, put, delete, get. We'll see in deeply in the next thing. So this is a request verb. Again thing is the request header. So those are additional information sent with the request. So it might define the type of the response, required authorization details. So according of this we send this path param. Other than we can send that body, and other than we can send that header also. We'll see that what exactly header is there, what exactly body is there, but just remember this terminology. The next thing is the request body. So data is sent with the request data. I just write down here, then it's easy to understand. So terminology is request verb. Request verbs is a like a, let's call, sorry, request verbs is like a get, put, post, delete. So here they've defined what the request is coming and what the request have to do. So that is a definition is called request verb. So again we have a request header. So request header is come with the particular request. We will show you that what exactly they doing here. So that is a just additional information sent with the request. Those might define the type of the response required to the authorized details. Next is the request body. So in the request body we can send anything, like we can, if you want to consume and we can produce, then here if you would like to send JSON, XML kind of thing, then we'll push in the body itself. So body is the main container where we can put any kind of the digital format and we can send over the network. So request body, other than we can say that this is a main body of the response. So our example like that, if we were a query of the web service via the request like www dot particular IP address, port number, employee and /n1, then web servers might return an XML document with all the details of the employee in the response body. So other thing is a response status code. This is also very important. Okay, request body, then response body also. Response body also what exactly means, if we same example, if we have this thing and we would like to calculate as a get here, so we would like to generate some XML and that XML we would like to send back. This XML and this XML we would like to send back. So this will come into the response body. This one is come onto the response body. The next and very important thing is the response code. That is a response response code. Actually this is a not response code, response status code. status code. So response status code again defined in the 5 parameter like 10, 12, 201, 301, 401 and 501. So maybe 1012 many 140 kind of thing. Here again 220, here again 310, like that, so on, 410, 510. But they defined into the 5 format 101, 201, 301, 401, 501, and here means this is just information, and this is just a success, this is a redirection, this is a client related information, and this is a server related information. So anything information related thing we would like to pass, then we will add into the 101 bucket. If something it's successfully or not means related to this thing, and then particular successfully we will add 2 not 1. Some redirection is happening like a proxy server is there, or single sign on kind of thing is there, then we will add this one. And 4 not 1 again, that the client related thing, we send the request but particular server itself is not available. Anything is come on the client related part, it will be a come 4. And 5 not on 1 means that server, if we hit the application and the application itself could not get the particular request, then 5 not on. So this is the main thing. So what I explained here, we will go through again. You no need to worry about if you not understand. But this is just a terminology where request verb that get, put, post, delete, that will be defined the particular URL. Same URL for just think the same request we send, and we send via the get, means we understand we need the information that employee ID is 1. The same request if sended by the delete, then we understand about that we are going to delete whose employee ID is 1. So this verb will be help to define the what we are going to do. The request header, generally what the information we are sending, that some important information, some secure information, and would like to verify that request is coming, where its request is coming, what content type of is there, then that information we can put into the particular header. So just think about that one header, just one envelope. There have 2 things, headers and body. In body we can put exact what we would like to consume and produce. In header we can push that what exactly the information related to particular request or response. So this 2 thing is clear. So next is a response body. Again request body is the kind of thing that will be generated by the client, but response body will be generated by the server. So that will be same kind of the body, but here what consume and what produce, this kind of thing here. And response status code will be defined if something will happen wrong and what the information will be sent, it successfully work or not, it will be defined by the code. For example, before of that what we are doing, we are writing a big message. When we save it, then we will return back, yeah, that information is successfully saved, will show in the form kind of thing. But here when we deal with the multiple application, and for example we don't have the proper languages, internationalization is there, application is running in different location, people could not understand sometime the English also, or different language. For example, I am getting a information successfully added in the Chinese languages, so how we can understand? So that web service is provided this idea, we can utilize the some coding standard, and all the information what we are going to do, in middle of that all thing will become, that will be marked as some particular code. So through code we can easily understand what exact functionality is there. So like 101, any related 101, 102, 103, 104 kind of thing will come, then we will understand this is just the information that will be sent by the particular server. If something 201, 200, 203 kind of thing will come, then we'll say that yeah, it is successfully with the particular messages. And 301 means this is redirect, what the exactly request will send. It's not going to hit there. After that server, they required redirected my request to some other service, some other machines. 401 means that itself in client have the problem, either server is not reachable, either what content we are sending it is not going there, either itself our server is not started, or many thing is there. And 501 means our request successfully sent to the server, and because of that request either some error will be generated, or they cannot handle this request, or many thing will be, but it is a part of the server, so problem in the server itself. So after understanding this thing, we'll go through that here. So I already explained what HTTP. So we will travel any content, any envelope will be travel with the some envelope. So that application will be defined with the some protocols. So in the HTTP, what the body is different, header is different. HTTPS, the body header is different. SOAP also a protocol, that body header. FFTP, message protocol, many protocol is there that define that how they will design that particular envelope. So hypertext transfer protocol, the application level protocol for distributed collaborate the information. This is a fundamental data communication. Mostly we are dealing with the HTTP only. So when we type www.google.com also, it is a HTTP only, or maybe HTTPS. So no, it is using HTTP, but many site is there that is using a HTTP itself. So like a Java, Oracle, this HTTPS, Twitter is HTTPS. So mostly are the secure applications. So all are the HTTPS till now. Java communication, most of the application is using a HTTPS itself. We'll see some application with HTTP. No, HTTPS. So all are the secure applications. They are dealing with the security, that's the reason HTTPS. So now that we see that mostly they are related to HTTPS, but when we work in the web services, the internally communication and all we are doing HTTP itself. So we have a lot of HTTP thing. All are the HTTP. Maybe this is a not sure. Okay. So this is the protocol. So HTTPS means that have some SSL certification. Through that we can secure our request and response. This is a SOAP. We'll explain in the deeply also when the SOAP, what the SOAP is there. And REST web services we start to explaining. So here what we are going to do, so we are going to do JAX jersey, after that annotation, and we'll see that how upload the image and how the download the image. One application we will create where we'll create, read, update and delete, where all four major functionality will be covers. And after that we will see that exactly what the Spring Boot, through a Spring Boot same functionality how we will cover. So a Spring Boot now it's a very popular. When the REST come, it's a very popular, but right now the most of that application is moving towards a Spring Boot with microservices. So this is the next technology. Like first RMI came and it's quite popular. After that EJB, then RMI a little bit struggle, then EJB is become a very famous, and then web services is come, then like a web services jersey is become a very famous, and after that same web services the Spring Boot is very famous right now. So I will explain about the Spring Boot with the microservices also, how we are developing. So we'll start with the REST application. The REST architecture is based on a RESTful web services that have some principle. We will explain about this thing, but main thing is there when we will talk about RESTful web services, it will be a client server application. So the most fundamental requirement of the REST based architecture is to means that one server will have a RESTful web services which could be provide a required functionality to the client. The client send the request to the web services on the server. The server would either reject the request or provide the additional information. So here two layer is there, one client and server. Client send the request and server get back, take the particular request and send back to the client again. So based of the request response, that application is covered. I already explained about that. All the application is based on the particular request response. That terms is already same this consume and produce. Then don't confuse about request and response and consume and produce. We will going to utilize this thing in lot in our applications. When we come the terms of any distributed application, web services, RESTful web services, we have lot of terminology in consuming, producing, request, response kind of thing, and a stateless and a stateful thing we have to understand about here. So the concept of a stateless means it is up the client ensure that all the request information is provided to the server. This is required so that server can process the response. This server should not maintain any sort of the information between a request from the client. It is a very simple independent question answer sequence. The client asks a question, that server answer it. The client will ask another question and server will not remember the previous question answer. So it is a stateless. So maybe we can send a particular lot of requests to the particular server. So one request they gather and they will calculate some information and return back the particular response. Again we send the request and they don't know anything what before of that we calculated and what exactly before of that particular client asked. So this stateless application means that completely depend on the particular request. It not have any information related to previous request. And when the stateful will become that have the information related what we already covered. So here other thing is there, cache is there. So for example distributed application, one person is sitting here in near to New Zealand and one in India, and they are communicating something. They just want to information related to employee 1. So employee 1 information gather and come to New Zealand towards India itself, and there again second application want to send this application, they also want employee 1 information. So again we have to travel up to New Zealand via the cable network, and again we have to fetch the particular data. So again it will be a means it is a costly to traveling this thing and also increasing our network consumption. So better of that they are using some cache, that is just a mechanism. This is just a representation of particular database near to your application. So we can achieve through that, we can make it fast application also. Between the client and server one cache mechanism will come, and here we can hit the cache and through that cache we can hit the server. The cache concept to help with the problem of a stateless which was distributed the last point, since the server client request is independent in the nature. Sometime the client might ask the server for the same request again. This is even thought hard means had already asked for it in the past. This request will be go to the server and server will be give the response. This increase the traffic across the network. The cache is the concept implement so the client store requests which have already been sent to the server. So if the same request give by the client instead of the going to the server, it would go to the cache and get the request information. This save the amount of 2 from network traffic from the client to the server. I already explained about this thing, means just think about that. Your friend, they are always asking the same question, what is the Java, and after 2 minutes again they ask what is the Java, again 2 minutes ask what is the Java. you can explain about 2 and 3 and 4 times, but continuously they will ask 10 to 15 minutes, what you will do? Definitely you will show your anger, because same kind of request is continuously fetching by your friend, and you are generating the same kind of response and returning back to him. Same kind of thing here in distributed application. If you send same kind of request multiple time to the database, maybe this is a performance issue and database will react like you. What is the means, you cannot say the show that anger, but because this is a machine and you are the human, you show that your anger, but here machine cannot show that angry. But thing is that both have the performance issue. So here we have to achieve this thing through using a cache. If you know that frequently thing they are going to ask the particular server, so we can store in the particular cache, and then through that cache we can deliver it. Other thing is their layered system. What is a layer system? The concept of layer system is that any additional layers such as middleware layer can interact between the client and actual server hosting a RESTful web service. The middleware layer is where all the business logic is created. This can be an extra service created with which the client could interact with before it mark a call to the web services. But the introduction of the layer need to transport so that does not disturb the interaction between the client and server. So this is a layered system. So I already explained about the verb, this request verb. So what is the request verb is defined? So like the get, when will get, the get method is used to retrieve information from the given server using a given URI. Request using a get should only interact data and should have no other effect on the data. So get is using just like a get, we set that particular thing and we just want particular get response. Here we are not through get, we are not going to delete, we are not modifying the data, we are not creating anything in new in the databases. So get means just the information we would like, what the particular information. For example, I sent employee with the ID 1. It just we need information related to particular employee whose ID is 1. Again head is there, same as get, but transfer the status line and header section only, it not have a body section. Post, a post request is used to send data to the server, for example customer information file update, etc. So would like to update something already there, then we can use a post. For example, employee 1 is already there, I would like to change his mobile number, then we can send through via post. Put replace all current response to the target resource with uploaded content. We would like to add something, then we can add thing. Just would like to add employee 2 information, then we can add it. Delete, I already explained about that. We would just want to delete employee 1, then we can send through employee delete order. So connection, so connect here, so establish the tunnel of the server identified by the given URL. So connect, it will be provide this thing to check that established of the connection. Option, describe communication option of the target. So for example, we have the particular this URL, we have just this URL. To hit this application, we don't know about that what this application is running, and we don't have any information related to this particular application, what the verb, what the method they are using. So we can just send the option, and option return back that what exactly they are using, get, post, and what kind of thing here. Again trace is there, that's just checking the performance, what we will send back, and it will be get a loop back again this test. So how much time taking in all that functionality is working fine or not, we can use the trace. So again we will go to here, get for getting the information, head for just like a get but it not have a body section, post, again update the information, create the information, delete the information, connect we'll check that established option is connected or not. Option we check that means how much particular method applicable on the particular client. So we'll send the particular information, then get is there, put is there, post is there or not, it will be, and trace will be trace the information related platform information. So again we have to, till now this is just a basic information, and here we can use the jax rs, and this code means create, update, read and delete we have to create, and file update, file download, image annotation with this one, and a Spring Boot. This 5 application, 336 application I am going to develop in the using a just jersey, and we'll see that how we can achieve this thing. So few annotation you have to understand. @path, so it identify the URI path and specify the cross method. When we can understand, I will just go through that. I will show in the program, then you can understand very easily. Here no need to put your mind much more, just aware about this thing. So path is there, path param is there, get is there, post is there, put is there, head is there, delete is there, option is there, form param is there, query param is there, header param is there, cookies param is there, produce is there, consume is there. So produce I already explained about that. We just request response. The produce may be XML, plain, JSON, etc. Again consume is the same thing. What body is consuming? Yes. So here producing and consuming thing like that. Like what producing, we have to consume that much thing also. So produce text, plain, image, PNG, application, PDF, application, Excel sheet, application, MS Word. So this is a producer and consumer. And here one basic example that just go through that, and after that we will run this one in the STS and we can understand. So here we have the hello.java, web.xml, index.xml and hello world client. So what we are doing here, so we just creating one class name hello, and at top of that we mark @path. So path hello. So path it's here, so it will become here like that. Here we have a path employee. So we would like to create this kind of application. After the port number, what URL we need, so we can mark at the top of the class here itself hello, like that employee. And after that public class hello, so here we will pass all the verbs, means get, put, post, put, post, what we are going to utilize here. This put, delete, connect, option. So particular method we have to mark as a here. So get, and after that produce. I already explained what kind of thing we would like to produce. We just want to text plain. So just media type text plain. And again second method we will create. Again we would like to create, here we would like to create text.xml. Again the get, but when you hit here it will be this one, produces by this one. The third method is there that produces by HTML text. Say hello. So in the if you know about web application, then we have to write some servlet. So servlet is registered with this configuration. First we have to add servlet mapping with servlet name and URL pattern. So here you can write a particular complete thing. Either if you rest something, then it will become like that. Rest means the employee. Here it is a rest employee. It's become like that. So when hit rest, after that a star means anything. This all anything, even we can add something here. Again add something here. It will become on this pattern, because a star after that rest anything. Then it will be hit this one. Jersey REST service. So again it's servlet name, that is map with servlet name here, servlet name Jersey REST service. So this naming will be matched with this naming, and after that it have some class. So we are using a servlet container, that is a provider class, and this class is only responsible to gather our information. So this init parameter is there. So init parameter is there. No need this thing, init parameter and all. Here load on a startup we will add one. Load on a startup means that aggressive loading kind of thing. Here if we not add this one, then what happen, when we will hit this URL, that time only this class will be wrote, and when we will add this thing means when we will add load on a startup here itself with the some positive number, means that will be start when the container is start. So it is aggressive loading. So load on a startup will be triggered particular class to load and ready to achieve any kind of handle any kind of the request. And this is the index we just want to show here. We'll hit through this application, through this client, and we will get the information. So this is just a basic example. We will see this thing again when we are explaining in the program, that the theoretical is covers. So you at least know about that what is the distributed applications, what is the distributed system, what is the distributed technology, what is the REST, what is the RESTful, what is the stateful, what is the stateless, and RMI, EJB, and words like a put, post, protocol like a HTTP, HTTPS, like a SOAP, RESTful principle. This you understand. Cache you can understand. Layered system you understand. This post understand. So you have the basic idea about RESTful web applications, and we will explain about this is a very deeply when we will go through that programs. So just go through this one and try to understand this concept. The next video I will come with that how we can create this functionality in the program and how it is working. Thanks for